At the weekend, Mrs. Disgruntled and I went out for a meal. And once we were seated in the restaurant, I noticed that one of the staff was morbidly obese with greasy skin, a truly hideous facial piercing, and pink and blue hair. And my blood ran cold, because I thought, that thing, and I say thing because I'm not sure what it was, cannot wait to come over here and tell me its fucking pronouns. Either that, or I'm about to get a free lecture on gender ideology. But no, it stayed in the corner of the restaurant until customers got up and left, and then it would wander out, clean the table like this, and then go back to the corner of the room. So I was thinking, I bet that's a diversity hire, because it's quite a large restaurant, and the manager can say, yes, look, we employ one of them. I'm also guessing it's been briefed not to interact with the customers. So today we'll meet a few gender goblins, attention-seeking non-binary they-thems and others of their ilk. The type of people who seem to get off on confusing others. And I guess it makes them feel better because just for a second, there's someone else as messed up and confused as they are every moment of their waking lives. And if you're old enough to remember when you had to tune radios in manually, where you'd have a load of static and hear a little bit of a station, I imagine that's what goes on inside these people's heads all of the time. So let's begin by someone showing us how easy it is to switch genders.
Hi, I'm Bao. I'm naturally androgynous. It's because I'm white and skinny. And for science, let's see how poor people are at recognizing gender. Blue is a boy's colour, right? False. I am consistently gendered as feminist. But in this shirt, I'm consistently gendered as male. So which one of you guys wants to see a magic trick? 1, 2, hey look, suddenly I'm non-binary. 3, 4, 5. Boom, new gender. I am always seen as a girl when I travel like this. So my favourite thing by people gendering me like this is the glasses, change it, and there are no straight men in this fandom. This could go either way, which is funny because I'm dressed expressly to look like one of the men in that fandom. Gender is a variable based on your experience.
So that was a woman, albeit a woman who's had her breasts hacked off, and in the process has probably completely fucked her immune system, and I'm guessing her ambition was to look like a young boy. Or at least a boy who's old enough that priests no longer want to molest him. And why does she sometimes get mistaken for male? Well, for a start, love, your tits are missing. And secondly, that haircut makes her look like a schoolboy who's time-travelled here from 1988. In the evening, when I'm watching TV, I wear glasses. I had no idea that made me non-binary. I always thought that spectacles just made it easier to see things. And adjusting your sleeves, that's a different gender as well. What's this? There you go, now clearly I'm a woman. I've got a bit of a stomachache. Maybe I'm due on my period, but who knows, using this logic, I made eye contact with a man earlier, so maybe I'm now pregnant. So that was someone who enjoys confusing people. Now let's see someone who's insistent we use the right pronouns.
I have a message specifically for cis white women allies, okay? I wasn't gonna be so specific, but I thought about it, and you guys are literally the only people who do this shit, okay? I'm wearing my work lanyard here just so you can see, A, all my beautiful pins, but B, my... Tell me why, at work, all the time, I get people going, she. Oh, I'm sorry, I just don't know any pronouns. Oh, I'm just so sorry, I just don't know, but, she, that one whose pronouns, that weird, that queer one. First of all, look with your eyes. Read. Second of all, that one. Point. Why do you need to make it so weird whenever you don't know someone's pronouns? Or here's a radical thought. Ask. Who helped you today? Oh, what are your pronouns? They, them. Who helped you out today? I do not need... Shut up.
If that woman's manager, because that's what she is, whether she likes it or not, asked me, who helped you today, I wouldn't say the queer one. I would say the ugly bitch with the manic stare and the attitude problem. The one who's clearly off her fucking meds. In fact, mate, wherever you got her from, I'd take her back, because I think that one is broken. As for the lanyard with all the badges on it, If I saw a grown woman wearing that, I'd just assume she was a bit backwards. I'd be thinking, I need to speak slowly and clearly because this one is probably thick. For me, the big question is, who the hell is employing her? That's got to be a diversity hire, or a box tick. Her manager has got an email from corporate instructing him or her that they need to take on a bad-tempered moron. And for people who wear their pronoun badges, please be aware, outside of your weird social groups, none of us give a shit. And the projection coming off the woman as well. She's so angry with white women, which is what she is. Admittedly, a very undesirable woman. If I tried to shag that, my dick would turn away. The thing, or at least one thing, that the they-thems fail to understand is that asking someone's pronouns isn't normal. And now that more and more of us are pushing back against this bullshit, hopefully it won't get normalised. Asking someone's name, that's normal and it's polite. So let's leave our new friend to foam at the mouth in her own company. And now we'll have a biology lesson.
The cool thing about pronouns is that everybody gets to pick them for themselves. Pronouns are not a thing that is definite. And actually it's going to blow your mind because there are more than two genitals, actually, also. Like this is just such a stupid argument because it's like actually wrong. Like intersex people exist. There are more than two sexes and two sets of genitals. It's not my fault that you don't know biology. And it just sucks that you feel like you have to put so much energy into this, into being mean to some random person about how they live their life. And like, I should not even be responding to this because I know what you want is for me to like react and be mad. But this is just dumb as fuck. And like, you're actually wrong. Like, scientifically you're wrong. So.
The intersex thing. Yes, there are people, very few people, who through a developmental fault aren't born as fully male or female. They're what we used to call hermaphrodites. Yet the people who never weigh in on the gender ideology argument are intersex people, but they're used by the crazies to justify their arguments. And there are more than two types of genitals? I must have missed something. But I guess that's true now because there are the new things created by the butchers who carry out gender reassignment surgery. A chap can have his meat and two veg lopped off and be given a vagina, which is basically just an open wound, or a woman can have skin removed from her arm to make a cock that doesn't work. Of course, people are free to pick their own pronouns. The issue arises when they insist that everyone else goes along with them, because maybe I'm old-fashioned. But I think if someone clearly has a mental health problem, encouraging it isn't the best course of action. And I don't want to be lectured on biology by a woman who shaved off her eyebrows, drawn them back on badly, added some stars, and has facial piercings that make it look like she's been hit by some stray pellets fired from a very shiny shotgun. Anyway, it wouldn't be a video about pronouns and gender ideology if we didn't hear from a teacher.
I posted that video on my Instagram as well, and it got an insane amount of hate. So I'm going to share more positive interactions with the preschool age kids I work with. For context, I'm a trans person who does not pass as the gender they identify with. Yesterday, one of the other staff came up to me, and she was talking to me and then started talking to the kids about me, and she used she, her pronouns for me, and one of the kids interrupted her and went, he's a boy. So, you know what? Pop off. My biggest allies are 3 years old.
If you need a 3-year-old to validate your identity, I don't think you really believe in it. And why are so many of these things teachers? Well, I'm guessing it's because young children don't have the skills to question the motives and or sanity of said teachers. Also, they won't be able to hack it in the real world with all the other adults. To me, though, any teacher that brings their agenda into the classroom should be sacked immediately. It's about education, not indoctrination. However, I'm aware that so far we've only seen biological females in the clips. So that I don't come across as sexist, finally we'll have a clip of a man wearing women's clothing trying to startle a horse. What I love about that clip is that neither the police horse or the police officers give a shit about that half-wit who apparently doesn't understand how symbols work. I'd love to know how it was resolved. I'd like to think that after a while, one of the officers just got tired of it, and without even looking round, just mumbled, "Taser, taser," and electrocuted the prick. Looking at the uniforms, I think that's Australia. Australia being the country that flat earthers don't believe exists. So what would an Australian copper say? I'm not going to try and do the accent, but I'm guessing "Struth sport," "Stop it or you'll have a crook arvo," "Down you go, you flaming galah," "Buy off bonza." My mastery of the Australian dialect is gained almost exclusively from soap operas from the early 1990s. And those soap operas were crap. But at the time, I was a teenage lad, so often I'd get home from school, go up to my bedroom, put on Home and Away, and have a good hard think about Danny Minogue. If nothing else, we can be glad we're none of the people we've seen today. That's the end of this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. And as ever, thanks for watching. Disgruntled and I went out for a meal because I'm fucking doing all right. So today, in the course of this video, we're going to fuck that up. We're going to meet some gender goblins. People who seem to genuinely got that wrong as well. Well, your tits are missing, love. And to be blunt, if you still had them, we wouldn't have to look at your face. Just doing my bit there for feminism. Wearing glasses would make me non-binary. I would just, ideology. And, no, fuck that as well. Truth, stone the crows, no worries, buy half bonza. Get in your ute and rack off. It's okay, Aussies have got a sense of humour. Neighbours was the worst of them, wasn't it? Because the sets were so terrible. Someone would shut the front door and the wall would shake. The green and black jacket with the camo hat. I look a proper fucking psycho today. However, Barbie.